you are a position 4 Divine 4, and you play about 10 hours a week, and you've been playing for quite some time now, and you're looking at struggles of having impact past the mid game, also talking about laning stage matchups, and your goal is to have an idea of what I need to actually work on. Well, that's definitely the point of this entire thing, so I hope we can. I'm pretty confident we can help you out with that one. Um, so my question, I guess, to start, or so what today's session is going to look like, just to make sure you understand, is that I'm going to watch a replay with you, a recent one.
Mhm.
And I'm just going to spend about 30 minutes kind of gathering an idea of what your core focus can be to help you out. Make sure that we have a clear mutual understanding of what that is. And then you're going to play a live game where I will be coaching you purely on that. So this is to aim to prevent you from being too overwhelmed with live coaching where you're getting screamed at for every which thing. So say for one guy, one of the lessons was he doesn't look around the map enough for information. So I was coaching him only in regards to show me bottom lane. I don't know what's going on there. Show me here. I don't know what's going on there. Like I wasn't telling him where to go or what to do. I was just telling him what to look at.
Okay.
That's an example. Somebody else was having trouble being patient in fights. So during the game, I was like reminding them, be patient, wait for your time, stuff like this. So we're gonna find that thing for you. Ideally, we find something that's like laning stage, um, something that's mid game-ish / late game-ish. That's our goal for the session. Do you have any questions about what we're doing here?
No, everything is crystal clear.
Cool. So do you have a replay for me that we can check it out?
Yeah, I was actually looking through my replays yesterday, and I mean, the hero I want to improve the most is on Punch. I'm sorry for that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Uh, eh, and yeah, I just found a replay of that, and I've been quote unquote lucky because I've been winning a lot. So just to show you a replay where I win, it's not really useful. So I got actually, I prepared like three replays, but I think I'm gonna go with the Punch one.
Sure.
Should I just share my screen and we watch the replay
No,
together?
go ahead and link the ID in the chat over here. There's a chat bubble in the top right hand corner. Go ahead and link me the ID of the match there, and then I'll share my screen with you guys.
Okay, this is the ID, and I will just message you directly.
Okay. Okay, so you are. This is not a
Player
pudge game.
69.
Just making sure
Yeah,
you're
this
aware
is a
this is
Punch
not a
game.
pudge game.
Oh shit! Wait, why is this?
This is a
Oh,
spirit
I
breaker game.
just. Yep. Let me send it. I'm sorry. Like I
All
said,
good.
I prepped like three, but I already got some feedback on the Spirit Breaker.
Okay.
Let's go. There it is.
What would you
That's a
say
bunch.
like your strength as a 4 position player is?
I identify with which core I have to play with, and I watch the map constantly. I
Hmm.
look at the mini map even more than I look at my screen, and I
Hmm.
try to always look for the next play ahead, like going into timings, like the 3 minute timing, 4 minute timing, 5 minute timing, and then so on. Like I see the first maybe 9 minutes of the game as a script. Like you have to go. Well, obviously depends on the matchup. If you can help your mid laner, or you should help the safe lane, or if you just stay on the off lane. I normally with Pudge and Spirit Breaker, I just go into level 2 and immediately rotate because Pudge is really bad at laning and Spirit Breaker as well.
Hmm.
And then just try to create as much space as possible without obviously feeding or overextending.
Gotcha. Let's check it out.
So in this particular replay, my understanding of this was I'm not gonna win any trades, and I don't have any stuns or in lane or burst to play the lane with, and I can't really mess with neutrals against the well I can't really play with wait this is today's match.
Is this the wrong game?
But I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's the wrong game. This is actually a replay. I'm so stupid. I'm sorry for wasting your time. This is the one. Sorry. This is the game. Yep. That's the game I just played like a couple of hours ago. Okay, now that one is the correct game. In that game, until the downloads, I was playing against a Monkey King and playing against Largo. So I understood that I'm not going to win any trades because Monkey King against melee hero, and Largo they have too many CC to just kill me, and Potch doesn't really do good against CC and being two against one. I can really mess with the neutrals as well because Monkey King can just jump me. So what I was giving feedback about is that I should just play on the trees around the trees, use the fog of war and try to be as annoying as possible without showing in lane because I'm not going to win any trades as a melee support. But I was really uncomfortable on that laning stage. So I don't know if that's a good assessment of the lane or I was just wasting time and leeching experience.
I guess my question would be, how often do you, Airphone calls it, break the wave, where you cut the creeps and drag them somewhere?
I didn't do it this time, but I normally try to do it in the first wave when I just block the creep wave and try to get my creep wave to go into the tower. And I
What
don't really
about
do
like
it as
dragging the
much.
creep wave like back here, like all the way up here and stuff? Like this whole
Yeah,
process.
I don't usually do that because when I do the few times I've done it, the offlaners is always pissed at me for some reason.
I see.
So I should do it. I just do it, and maybe the offlaner sees the virtue in that. But if not, well,
I mean, I think it's my assessment of this is that it is very frustrating when people basically get upset with us for doing something that is um fine. And I think that if you're a melee four position player, the majority of games you're going to do that. Like if we're playing optimally. So if you're preventing yourself from being able to do that, we're definitely going to run into some issues because it's going to solve like 90% of lanes. Like for me, Largo doesn't really do anything to stop you from cutting creeps. And Monkey King is
mhm.
the textbook carry that we want to cut creeps against, like a one that dominates lanes versus melee heroes and can turn into snowballing matchups really fast. So I can understand that your teammates flame you. For me, if you're playing melee fours, you kind of have to do it. There's like not an option. So we will definitely have to
Okay.
add that into your repertoire. Um, I guess my thought is, how often do you smoke at level one for runes and stuff?
Never. Like at level one, never.
It's interesting
I'll
because Pudge is so good
usually,
at killing people at runes and stuff.
yeah, I just don't. I'll just time it correctly, and sometimes I get a hook, or sometimes I hook a rune,
Hmm.
depending if they go to the rune. This is yeah. I don't really smoke in the first minute.
Hmm. I would highly encourage
What are you?
you. I think something you should do on 95% of Pudge games is smoke at 45 seconds left in the pregame. Tell your
Okay.
team you want to smoke with them. Figure out, like, you can watch pro level matches if you'd like to get an idea. Like, some reasonable smoke paths are like up here from Radiant, like up here from Radiant. You can smoke and place a ward right here and then just sit on it, ready to hook somebody while you're smoked. Usually you want to wait till about 45 seconds so that your smoke's running out around the time that the runes are spawning.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I mean, every good Pudge at my bracket, I'm like really afraid to die to them at level one, at the rune and stuff. So I
Hmm.
think you're missing a huge upside of Pudge, which is to kill people pregame. And you are a hero that benefits from the kill, and a lot of times lanes can go drastically better if your team gets first blood. So I think you are missing out a lot there. So rather than giving you exact coaching on what to do, what I would like to see, I'm just gonna put this in my, because we're talking about, I'm just gonna put here in my notes, focusing on improving on Pudge. So early game, let's just talk about factors to consider at draft. Like, where are you gonna smoke? Or sorry, I'll put this.
Mm-hmm.
You are gonna smoke at 45 seconds pregame. Communicate to team and decide where you want to go. Sometimes it's gonna you're gonna fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. I have a feeling, I've only known you for a limited amount of time, but based on your description of your teammates and how they handle it, I would imagine you, to correct me if I'm wrong, I imagine you generally worry about fucking up. Is that true
Yeah,
or false?
mostly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So I have a feeling that a lot of the stuff we're going to talk to you about today is learning to take calculated risks. Things that have
That
high
makes sense.
upside, but will sometimes fuck up, you know? It sounds
Yeah.
like you're a very stable textbook player, and it makes sense that you've gotten to the MMR that you're at, because that's like a pretty solid MMR, but you will be hard capped if you're not taking any bold leaps, basically, including
Mm-hmm.
upsetting your teammates. Like, doing,
Mm-hmm.
like, you're limiting your gameplay because you're worried about upsetting them. That can be a pretty significant limiting factor that I've experienced a lot myself. So it's maybe something we can't tackle right now, but let's try to more so tackle small instances of this that can change the way you play. So I think number one would be smoking at the rune. And so rather than focusing on doing that in today's live game, I would love to see when you submit the replay 2-3 weeks from now. I would love to see in the game you submit to me that there is a smoke attempt, at 45 seconds
Okay.
into the game, and just see how it plays out for you. And I can give some better feedback then. But okay, so
Okay. I
you're
usually
go ahead.
just put the ward there, and then I was thinking I can trade because I do more damage, but he has more armor, so I just went back. And that's what I want to avoid, like the tongue into boneless strike.
I feel that.
So that's why it felt the lane felt awkward. I was just trying to deny, maybe take attention from the Monkey King, and then we get the not the first blood, but we get a kill on the Monkey King later on, like at minute 4,
Yeah.
when I see an opening. And yeah, I felt like this lane didn't go as bad, because at some point my Brood Mother has more net worth than the Monkey King, and then he dies and I can't do anything about it. Uh, but and when I go to the objectives, like I said, minute 3.
Okay. So what is your thought about your role in the lane right now at this exact moment?
I think that's something I have to also work on, because I'm just thinking of keeping it like keeping the trading as better as possible, and try to protect my Brood Mother. Look for opportunities to get a nice trade or a hook, and I tend to do that. Like I hook, they get to tower hits, and I just go back and just messing with them, being annoying until I get like level 2 or 3, and I can rotate, or I go to the 4-minute rune
So
or
what
6
you're
minute rune,
missing
depending.
about my question, so I understand what your general approach is, what is your exact role right now at 217 in the
Mm-hmm.
game I'm looking at?
Mm, I have no idea. I just go for the vibes.
So this is a problem that I have with, not a problem I have. This is a problem I find that the majority of experienced Dota players run into. Is It's funny because every time I ask them the question, what is your approach here? They give me a very general answer about how they view lanes.
Mm-hmm.
So like I have good insight into how you approach the game. So that's good. It's not like it's useless information, but what happens is when you think this way and your gut response is to respond to me that way, that you're going to have very rigid systems. you're not going to be very flexible in the way you approach the game because you're operating kind of on habits and, like you said, vibes. So the only way that we can consciously improve is to gain awareness of why we're doing what we're doing in very individual moments. So something I've had to work with pretty much every Dota player that's played the game for a decade plus is to ask them, train them to think about what they're doing right now. So the example of right now is relevant because it's a pretty common occurrence that the lane gets pushed into your offlaner here. You know, like this is a pretty common occurrence. This is the description I would give of this occurrence. Lane's pushed into the offlaner. So when the lane pushes into your offlaner, what is a potential negative that can happen here? Name any potential negatives that can happen when the enemy pushes the lane into your offlaner.
The lanes gets pushed back, or we miss CS.
Okay, so he misses CS under tower. For me, it's if he's CSing under tower, that means that the carry could have maybe dive him. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
If the lane's this far out, what is the opponent incentivized to do?
Pull.
Okay. So the bad things that can happen when the lane is pushed into our tower is they dive us or they pull. Would you agree that those are like the two bad things?
Yes.
So with that in mind, we can understand what our job is in a situation, because your job as a support is to capitalize on good scenarios and to minimize the damage of bad scenarios in lane. So the first thing that we can understand, in my opinion, we must first understand how to minimize the bad. I think that's the better way to start. So understanding what could go wrong here and playing around it. And that requires us to put our heads in the head of the opponent. Like, okay, lane's pushing into our tower. What could they do in response to this? They can dive us and they can push and they can pull. That gives us like a very good framework for what we think they're going to do. So then when I ask you what your job is, when I see the lane pushing into the tower here, my first thought is this Monkey King looking to dive?
And
now I'm asking you, is he looking to dive?
No.
No. So we're not deterring aggression. That is not what we're doing. That is not our job right now. So what the deterring aggression does is it secures that my broodmother farms underneath her tower, that she's not like getting killed or harassed or anything, right? Like diving doesn't mean they have to kill her full to zero. If they're like hitting her while she's farming under tower and she takes 400 damage and they get 2 denies, that sucks. You know what I mean? So your job could be that, simply put, if this Monkey King walks up here, your job is to be scary enough that he doesn't feel comfortable playing up. Like as a hero like Pudge. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm going to be less likely to walk up here as a carry because I don't want to get hooked. And that sucks. So what they're doing makes a lot of sense since you're playing Pudge. Now, if you're like a hoodwink, you would probably sit in a similar spot, and if Monkey King walks up, you're going to look at hitting him. You know, like make sure he doesn't walk up to your broodmother without getting hit. But when we're talking about Pudge, so the things that can go wrong are diving, pulling camps. I'm sitting in trees. Why? To deter diving. That's why I'm doing it. And maybe this guy walks up and he should get punished for it because you're a Pudge, right? So great. You're a hero that can punish carries that get overzealous. And I'm sure as a master tier Pudge player, you'll hook him if he does that, or at least hook him some percentage of the time. So, So if you're no longer securing this guy, there's only one thing left to do that you interact with, and that's this pull camp here, because you blocked this one.
Yes.
So in theory, I would want you to walk up here as far up as you can go without putting yourself in danger. But you're giving information, you're potentially hooking the big creep, you know, you're walking up, you know? But like here, if we think about your role, what are you serving by being here as opposed to right here?
Nothing. Like
Right?
I'm not giving information, I'm not deterring anything. Just leeching XP.
Exactly. And this is something you will never fix if you're vibing. You know what I mean? Because as a Pudge, you're vibing. That's why Pudges sit in the trees. It's good some percentage of the time. There's actually nothing wrong with it in like 60% of scenarios. But if you sitting in the trees is not actually threatening anybody, then there's no purpose in you being like a ninja in the trees. Like, there's no
Yes.
purpose in that. So before Monkey King retreated, there was purpose in you sitting in the trees. But now that he's retreated, there's no purpose in you sitting in the trees. So what we're going to try, like, the strengths to keep is, like, we're gonna help you trust your vibes. I still want you to trust your vibes, because your vibes have gotten you this far, and they're gonna help you capitalize on things that you wouldn't capitalize on if you didn't have the vibes. So I want you to trust your vibes, but be able to identify your role at specific times. So the example we used is lane is pushing into offlaner's tower. Potential drawbacks are diving or pulling. And what I would want to see from you, whenever the lane pushes into your tower today, I want to see, you know, what is your role in making sure your offlaner gets CS under tower without getting fucked with, and what's your role after that. And so I hope you can see how big of a difference from a coach's perspective, as like a casual Dota player watching this, like not you, but somebody else, they'd be like, BSJ is harping on it so much that he's not right here. But it tells me so much about the lack of seeing your job in this scenario. So it's not a matter of, I need you to fix this right away, but I'm going to draw attention to what your job is today. So the live coaching session is not going to be me asking you questions, okay? It's going to be me telling you what your role in the lane is right now. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Your role is to stop that pull. Your role is to scout that pull. Your role is to deter the Monkey King. Your role is to do this. You see what I mean?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what we're going to do for like the first 8 or 9 minutes in terms of the live session. Are there any questions about the live session and what to expect there from that portion?
No.
Okay, cool. So what's really cool about this is if you become keenly aware of what your role in the lane is, that also helps you know when to leave, because you just don't have a role. So you're like, I guess I'll go somewhere else. So I'll just put in the notes, understanding role in lane can help us understand when to leave, because we don't have one. Okay.
Yeah,
so
I usually leave for the 4-minute rune or 6-minute rune, depending on how much I'm able to do in the lane. Because sometimes I just feel like I'm doing nothing or serving no purpose, so I'll just try to have impact somewhere else, like securing runes or ganking the mid lane. That's the hook I mentioned. I saw the opportunity. We had more creeps, and I trusted my offlaner to win the 2v1. So I gave up the first blood, which I don't know if it was worth it, but at least my broodmother got the kill, and I believe she is more net worth now than the Monkey King.
Yeah, that's an
And that's why
understandable hook
I've
to
been
go
doing
for. Good.
well, and that's when he died. I was just harassing and trying to trade, and nothing I can do about it. If I stay, I die. I gave a double kill. And that's maybe something about the vibes. I just see a potential, hook that can do something and go for it.
I don't want to spend too much of this 30 minutes on the lane. So, I want to make sure we spend about 15, 20 minutes getting to the next portion of the game. My one thought on this for you is there is nothing you can do about that, but there is one thing you can do about that. And it's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
And that is to communicate what you're doing. I'm looking to fuck with this guy. Like, I don't need to kill him. And then you go for a hook. So the thing is that if I'm a offlaner and I'm lacking X percentage of awareness of what's going on in the game right now, and I see my Pudge hook a guy, what am I doing? I'm going to go on the guy.
Go for the guy.
Right?
Yeah.
So I want you to think that you can make your teammates' jobs easier by being aware of how they will react to what you're going to do.
Well, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, it
And
does.
the only thing you can do is to prevent it ahead of time. Like, that's the only thing you could do. Now, this is a very difficult skill that I'm not going to try to work on with you today. I just wanted to plant the seed that when you said there's nothing you can do about it, absolutely. After you've hooked the guy and that guy overcommits, the broodmother, nothing you can do about it. But there is something you can do about it before the hook. But
Understandable.
but it requires a ton of self-awareness of what you're doing, why you're doing it, and how he's going to react to it. So it's very hard. Like, I'm not trying to say just do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Planting the seed though.
that's something I
Go ahead.
I have to work on because until this point I don't really use voice comms or I don't really communicate besides pinging or something like that. Because when I play on the server of my country, server Peru, so if you talk, you are going to get yelled at, insulted, or trolled,
Mm,
or anything else most of the time. So that's why I'm not mm, so encouraged to. Sometimes I get a chill team and we communicate and we win and it's easy. And I do play in server Peru because believe it or not, is way better than US servers.
I believe it. I believe it. That's saying like you're taller than a short person. Okay, so what I'll say is this. Last thought about all of this is that I think the only way to learn how to communicate properly is to surround yourself enough with people who will allow you to do that. That is meaning they will allow you to communicate without getting yelled at. And that is like half of the mission we're here at the dojo with. So I'm saying that if you we're in the future going to be working towards having more competitive nights for people to play together from different regions, and I think those are the times where you would learn this kind of thing. And if you understand how you're supposed to be responded to by somebody who's trying to work with you, it affects you a lot less when somebody rages at you for communicating to them. Does that make sense? Like, it's really hard to believe your communication is fine when 70% of Dota players get mad at you. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
So that's
yes.
just food for thought. I just letting you know, I understand this is a huge problem. It's very difficult to work on it in pubs. And that's part of what we're trying to do here. But we haven't set you guys up to fix this yet. So just on the radar. I'm going to fast forward to the mid game so I can make sure we have something for you to work on past like 12 minutes.
Yeah, at minute 13 or minute 12 and something more, I just died and I was thinking if I should, I mean, because TP usage is something I'm trying to work on because I don't want to just TP. So that I just TP there to quote unquote help on the kill and the DK, but I just end up whiffing my TP and I don't know if I should have just walked there or,
what
uh, you
minute is
know,
this?
literally you just saw the
I just saw it.
the
Okay.
clip. Like go, yeah, you go for like for 1 minute. I die, and then I see the fight continues, and then I think, okay, I'm going to TP help killing the DK. I TP, I do nothing, so I just wasted my TP, and I don't know if I should have just walked and saved my TP for another occasion or just TP because I can TP bottom because there's no creep wave, there's no creep wave anywhere in the map. Uh, so
I need to, I
I'm
need to
trying to
interrupt
be
you. I need to
more.
interrupt you. Am I seeing this
Yeah.
correctly that you have 3 smokes, or is this a glitch in a
No,
replay?
you're seeing that correctly. I don't smoke. I don't do that almost at all.
Okay. Mistake to fix. Use smokes. Like, tell me right now, what's the most obvious smoke with your lineup?
The most obvious smoke.
Yeah. Like,
Go to
meaning
a
what
triangle.
heroes are included in the smoke right now at this stage of the game?
Lion, Nixers, and I, or Lion, Nix, and I.
Okay. So I'd say at the bare minimum, you and Lion. Without Finger, you probably need Nyx. With Finger, you probably can do it you and Lion, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What does it take to smoke? I think it's hilarious that you are Lion with a blink and a pudge and you have 0 smokes being used. I think that is hilarious. You have made it to 5,200 not smoking when you have a Lion with a blink and a pudge. Like, I just want you to think about this for a second. Like, that's insane, to be honest. So, I, in the mid game, am going to be communicating to you to buy smokes and who to get with you and where to go. Okay? That's what I'm going to be doing. Reminder that during the game itself, I don't have time to explain to you why I'm telling you what I'm telling you. But what we added this month after the first initial trial of the VIP is that after the game, we'll do a brief recap of things that I communicated to you that clearly weren't understood why, and I can clarify those with you if that happens.
Makes sense.
Okay? So yeah, just setting the expectation that with these smokes, there's a lot that goes into them, and there'll probably be 1 or 2 smokes where I need you to do your best to just listen. It's hard while you're playing and focusing, so I'm not trying to diminish that. But afterwards, we'll talk about the why. So that's my mid game for you. Is you're talking about the funny thing about Dota players. This happens all the fucking time. You are describing to me such in depth how you think about the game, and I'm like, dude, you're fucking 5300 MMR. Where's the smokes? You know?
Yeah.
Like that's what Dota players are like. It's really funny because I actually think it's everybody. It's not Dota players. That's like diminishing to Dota players. How often? I really liked this. Visualization that I heard in an episode of a podcast I heard, which is we often find ourselves locked. You see people banging on the bars of a cage, locked in place in their lives, when they could simply look right or left and there's no bars there. And they could just walk around the bars. But we're so stuck driving our head into the bars. But what we actually need to do is just take a step back for a second and walk around the bars. And in your case, you're thinking about map movements, where to TP, should I have done this? And I'm like, I need you to buy a smoke and tell me where you're going. Like, so a lot of times we are stuck in our own heads to the point that we're missing really simple stuff. And so a lot of these coaching sessions, almost all of them actually, are me pointing out really simple stuff that if we put it in tandem with what you're already doing, like I want you to think, you are 5300 MMR and you're playing a ganking support and you haven't utilized the easiest part of ganking, smokes. Like you're not utilizing it and you're this MMR on ganking supports. Like you're at like 60% potential right now. You've done all the hard shit. You're just not smoking. So if we can get you doing that, that's sick. Like imagine the potential. So.
Okay, at minute 16, I went to ask if that was an overextension or, I mean, because right there, I thought we were going for the DK, and then I just thought, okay, I'll just go in and bite him. But I think that's just, there's a tower nearby. And I thought, well, at least, my copium was I made them TP, space for mayors. So I thought it's just feeding, right? Like we tried to go on the DK there, and we just whiffed it.
What? Okay, so you guys are ahead right now. Up by 7K,
Yeah.
that's a lot. What do your core heroes, because you have a lion mid, it looks like.
Yeah, it's a lion mid.
So let's ignore the 3 heroes that are here. What are Ursa and Broodmother doing?
Brood is going to farm and push, and Ursa is going to farm for maybe like 5 to 10 more minutes.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to talk to you about this real quick, and then I actually want to jump into the game, because these are the things I'm going to be coaching you on, okay? When I asked you at 2 minutes in what your role in the lane was, we are now extending this question to now. And in my experience, if somebody can't answer it at 2 minutes, very rarely, if ever, can they answer it at 16. So, and the reason why is because at 2 minutes, it's you and one other guy against 2 guys with no items. Nobody has any items. And then at minute 16, it's 10 heroes and everybody has items. So I'm going to narrate to you what's going through my head right now. Okay? Let's ignore this play
Okay.
that's like you're the dog and that's the butterfly, and you're like, look at the play. And I'm going to talk to you about the
Yeah.
game. Okay? So the game itself, Broodmother, when she's winning, she's a territorial hero. That means that she has like webs all over here, and based on her item build, it's really hard for the enemy team to ever walk into her without like 3 or 4 heroes. Like nobody can go in there by themselves because they'll just die. So I'm thinking that for the opponent, this area is just dead. And the way that Broodmother functions when she's winning is that she controls the entire, like she probably farmed all of these camps this minute. That's probably what she did. Like she's farmed her way back here. And at the end of the minute, she's at the end of her minute. So the last thing I want to do when I have a Broodmother and we're up by 7k is fight away from her. That doesn't make any sense. I don't want to fight away from her. So a lot of the points of contact that I want to have with the opponent is when my Broodmother is far up in her farming patterns, and I can capitalize on anyone who's trying to relieve the pressure that this hero creates, because that's how Broodmother works. Okay? And so on top of that, I understand that that's how Brood works. If Broodmother, for whatever reason, is super far ahead, and he's just sitting over here farming, then everything I just said doesn't matter. What that means is that's our capability for being aggressive. What that tells me is I can't be aggressive. So that's how Broodmother works, okay? I'm going to go through this. When I look at Ursa, he's going to get Battle Fury, and then once he gets Blink, he's going to play off map and look to help us. But until then, what I'm trying to say is I have 2 cores that with a lead just want to hit creeps. That's all they want to do.
Yes.
So I view success at 16 minutes in the game with this given game state to just hit creeps. So then I ask you, does this play in the mid lane help your team hit creeps?
Yes.
How so?
Well, most of the heroes of the enemy team are mid lane, so I mean this. I mean before they TP like this one. This play doesn't help my. I mean, yeah, doesn't help my team hit creeps, I guess.
It helps your team hit creeps for you guys to be up here showing heroes, right? But does you running at them help your team hit creeps?
Have them? No.
No. So that's how, if we understand your role, it has nothing to do with, is this an overextension? Your role is to help your Ursa and Broodmother hit creeps.
Mm-hmm.
And so you guys posturing aggressively in the mid lane with wards and threatening them, that helps them hit creeps because you're making space for them, right? Like you're giving them information, you're threatening the opponent. All of that helps them hit creeps. But does diving them aggressively underneath their tier 2 help your team hit creeps? And that's how we learn to not go that far. Like that, but it relies on a lot more understanding of the bigger picture of the game, right? Because you understand that by being aggressive here, you are accomplishing this rather than we're looking to kill this guy. Do you see what I mean? The big difference there?
Yes.
So a lot of players that are, I imagine players like you who are playing these heavy ganking supports, you're vibing, you're just fucking, you're seeing red, you know? You're like, let's fucking kill some bitches, right? And we need to tone that down a little bit. We need to zoom out, see the bigger picture, and think, what is our role in this bigger picture? And then we execute with the sick mechanics and stuff that we've developed. Because we've got the mechanics, we've got the vibes, but now we need to zoom out and see the bigger picture. So, what happens here is when you're winning, you want to think about what the game state looks like. There's like layers to this. What does the game state look like for your team to be winning? So your 2 cores are hitting creeps. What does the opponent do about this? So I'm thinking smoking with Disruptor, blink on DK, blink on Mars. You know, what items are Monkey King going? Monkey King's going Battle Fury, he ain't doing shit. We're just going to keep hitting creeps, right? But like I'm keeping an eye out for what the enemy can do to break that, right? Like who can they kill, that kind of stuff. And then on top of that, I think, you know, what can we do? Like what is my role in making sure we can hit creeps? So on Pudge, if you think the opponent, if the necessary heroes to kill your Ursa are missing, it might actually be best use of your time to stand behind the Ursa ready to hook him. You know what I mean? That might be the best use of your time. But since you guys are giving information here, which is great, you know that your Ursa and Broodmother are fine, then your job is to bully the opponent into their side of the map. You're being territorial. You're controlling an area. You're bullying them. So I'm going to try during today's live session to assign reason to what you're doing, like bigger picture reason. Because I think that's your core weakness that you're lacking. So laning stage, we're gonna help you identify your role of what you're doing. Like you're stopping the pull, you're stopping this. Mid game, we're just gonna look at smokes and making sure you're available to have them, and I'll be like, you want to smoke with Lion, you want to smoke with this guy. Wait till this guy gets this item. I'm gonna communicating the stuff that you would eventually need to think on your own, and then when there's nothing happening in the game, I'm gonna be communicating what I think I would be thinking about here. That's my goal for today. And it's going to be, I guarantee you're more likely to lose this game that I'm going to coach you on than normal. Because the stuff that I'm coaching you on is more theoretical than mechanics. So you're going to get distracted, basically. So I want to prepare you ahead of time. You're going to make more mechanical fuck-ups than normal, most likely. And
That's okay.
And we're actually anticipating more likely that you'll lose. So just setting expectations for this game, but I think we can get a lot out of this. So let's look to pick Pudge. We hope he's not banned. If you have a backup, I guess that'd be like Spirit Breaker, or would you like a different backup if Pudge gets banned?
As post 4, I've been playing mostly Spirit Breaker, Bounty Hunter, Pudge. Yeah, I really play really tanky supports.
Yeah.
And Wind Ranger if it's not, if all of them are banned, I go for Wind Ranger.
Okay, cool. Either any of those 4 is fine. But ideally Pudge, because that's what you came here to work on. But that's the problem with live sessions is we can't always control what you get to play.
Yeah, indeed.
Is your computer good enough to share your screen on Discord without it lagging you really hard?
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Some people it's not, so it's not meant to be like,
No, I laugh because I literally produced the Dream League broadcast. So
very cool. Okay. So I'm going to have you go ahead and queue for a pub. The best way for me to coach you is to watch through Discord because I can see your perspective. If I coach you through client, I can't see your perspective. So the best thing to do is to share your screen with us in Discord. Go ahead and do that when you're ready, and then we'll have you queue up.
Okay. That's my screen. I'll just use the support and just
can't make this any larger, it looks like. Okay.
That was fast.
That was very fast.
Maybe it's US East.
Maybe I can. Let's do.
That's banned. Whatever. Spirit Breaker it is.
Hope. What we say to that?
Yeah. Okay, this is how I usually go out of lane with Spirit Breaker. I hope it's like literally this is how I go out as Spirit Breaker every single game, and it's
so,
I don't know, it's maybe bizarre and it's really bad, but as you can see, it's working.
Okay, let's be clear.
So
I want you to buy a blood grenade is the only problem I have with this. But I want you to know that why'd you sell the blood grenade?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
There it is.
So I'm gonna be clear right now. You're a vibes player. And one of the problems with
Yeah.
Vibe players is if I try to change too much about what you're doing, it's going to ruin you. So I don't want you
Okay.
to question the items you're buying, the play style that you have. Our goal that I think will unlock your potential is for you to be keenly aware of what you're doing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we're not even trying to change much other than buying some smokes later on. We're not trying to
Mm-hmm.
change much about what you're doing. I'm going to be observing this game, helping you understand what you are doing. Like, I actually think a lot of what you're doing is probably good because you're 5,300 MMR. And to be quite blunt, your awareness of what you're doing is very low. So, like, I think your
Mm-hmm.
skill and execution's way higher than your awareness. So, I don't want you to question the items you're buying, the way you're playing. I trust you. It's working. It's gotten you this far. So, let's not change any of that. The only thing I'll change is telling you, hey, let's buy some smokes. Okay? The
Makes sense.
the
Okay.
rest of it, play your game as best you can because I know it's not easy to play your game with me live coaching you. So you're against CM Drow. I'll just say this. I would highly recommend dragging creeps at level 2 and buying yourself a salve with that. Because I think if you don't buy a salve, you'll take a bunch of damage and you won't be able to revive.
Yeah.
So I would highly recommend dragging creeps at level 2. But if you don't feel prepared for that, then I'm going to let it go. Oh, somebody on your team
Oh, look
smoked.
at that. Yeah, that's actually a first.
Hog.
Oh, on server Peru and at that. Someone's trying.
King of
What I
1.
usually do is,
Holy shit, Pog. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, that's also why I play here.
Literally live on the server in your basement or what?
No, I just have a really good internet connection. Like I said,
Mm.
my work demands it.
Mm.
We actually met at EWC.
Oh. Oh, I think I know who you are. Okay.
Yeah, we
Did I meet you
were
did I meet you in the
on the
cab or
shuttle
what?
with. Yeah, we were in the shuttle with Effie.
Ah, nice. Hello, Zippo. I remember you. Cool, man.
Okay.
Small world.
What I usually try to do at this point, I mean, it's okay if I say out loud what I'm thinking. It's okay if you just jump in and I'll shut up when you talk.
I will be abrasive then. And I'll be very clear when I need you to stop talking. But otherwise, do your thing.
Okay. Okay.
Just be prepared for, you know, abrasiveness from me.
Okay.
You're going to want to fly yourself a salve for sure.
Yep. Oh, he blocked the lane as well. Nice. Well, whatever.
Go ahead and drag wave.
I guess I'll just move it around here.
Careful with your courier.
Yeah, he's doing fine. Oh, I'm not going to make the meet. Maybe here. There you go.
Give them to your axe. Yeah. Actually,
Okay, creep.
keep those creeps. This is weird. Okay. We'll talk about this after. Drag next wave as well. Can you get there?
I think I can. No, I
You
can't.
can get it. You can get it. Oh, you gave up.
There you go.
Okay. Be careful here. They're level 2.
Yeah.
Your role is to deter the CM from walking around the axe to gank him like this. Yep. Perfect. Well, you walked into it anyway. Blood grenade? Nice. Defensive aggro? Yeah, nice. Top up. You can look to charge mid, actually. Yeah, nice, nice. Nice, let's go. Look back to top. While you're walking there, look there for me.
What do I want? Fuck out. Yeah. Can't do much about that.
Go drag the next wave at minute 3:44.
Yeah, shit.
He's stopping it, never mind. Maybe you can't. Okay, yeah, just stop the pull, that's good. Stop the pull. Nice. Check lane equilibrium for me, make sure you're getting some XP. Okay.
Oh, shit. Fuck.
Okay.
Dominating already?
Yeah,
Oh,
you're gonna
wow,
want to
that's
play around. Let's check bottom out for me.
Boosters for Rubik.
Hmm.
Let's see what that's here.
So we're pretty much done with top at this point. We can keep an eye on what Axe is doing, but we're probably just charging mid over and over. Lanes look really rough. You might get this cleanup. Nice. Okay, you're rich.
Yeah, this is gonna happen a lot.
You need to look at bottom after this creep. And we're going to see if we can help that lane as well when they respawn. Walk towards bottom. Yeah. Just walk there. Look at top while you're walking there. Like, let's just see. It looks like it's pushing in. Axe is full HP or what?
No.
Silence or TP top. Okay. So this is probably just a fuck with them play. Okay, go pull for this guy if you can. If it's there. Okay. Check top for me. Okay. TP mid actually. TP mid right now. TP mid. Mid tier 2. Mid tier 1. Big creep wave. Big creep wave. Yep. Careful. You're just fucking with this guy. Maybe a sunshine. You just charge through a watcher so they know you're coming. He might be stupid enough to die to you, though. Looks like he is.
Sunstrike.
Nice.
Yeah.
Get your items after you kill that.
Oh, I'm out.
Be fine.
Yeah.
Wisdom shrines are coming in 30. Stack the camps behind there for Axe. So our job behind you. Go stack the camps, please. Oh,
Oh, seconds. Oh,
yeah.
sorry. I heard another thing.
Yeah.
I was thinking about
So our job right
the
now is to help this axe recover in any way we can. So stacking the camps is our backup. A lot of supports don't think about this enough.
I have 3.
Look at bottom. You're walking. You're dragging this creep for this guy to get him away from tower. Help him get the tower creeps. Yep. Just drag them back. Yep. There you go. You're just helping your axe here. Yep. You're a deterrent. You can actually go with silencer. Be ready. Wrap around. Yep.
There's 3 of them,
That's
I
fine.
think.
You're level 6, so you can look. Stay in lane. Look to play around your axe. Yep. See him? It's fine.
Oh.
Nice. Okay, reset.
Oh, no.
Ah,
I'm
you
dead.
stuck around. I thought you were gonna back there. Yeah. So that's interesting that you didn't reset there. I thought for sure you were gonna get out there. Okay, interesting.
I was backing because I didn't see the Shadow Fiend, and as soon as I saw him, I was like, "Fuck, I messed up."
Yeah, for me there was like no more kills to be had. You had axe wasn't 6. You had used your ult, so I figured like there was no reason to pursue.
Okay.
You might have to stop on Drow. Reset.
Oh.
Oh gosh. Run! Run, motherfucker, run! You can go high ground and TP? TP? Oh, I think that was your best
Shadow
chance.
Fiend is right there.
It's fine. You're actually out? Oh no, the tower! Okay, TP now? Oh shit, he got out. Okay, we need you to look around the map a lot. I need to see things. I definitely am not seeing enough. Let's look around. Show me clinks. What's happening bottom lane? Drow's items. Show me clinks. He's pretty full HP. Nobody's there. What's Ogre going? He's got items. Okay, he's not going Midas. Yeah, that looks good to me. Nice. SF's got treads. You might be able to kill this guy with the Sunstrike. Call it.
Sunstrike.
Nice.
I'm out.
Axe is here. You might be able to pursue. SF no ulti. He used it on you. That was a bad call.
Yeah, I'm
Really
out.
bad call. He needed to call the SF. This guy's over pursuing. What is he doing? This game's nuts. Okay, go XP lane. Check out bottom for me while you're walking there. So we're in like damage control, kind of like mitigating SF's impact, I'd say, in this game. Yeah, I just hit the way forward. Like kill range creep now.
Oh.
I think you're clearing lane or TPing here, but I think I think this charge across the map was overzealous. You can just take that.
Sometimes I just charge to give vision,
I see.
so they don't go on the the fog of war doesn't fuck with them.
I see. Keep hitting. Hit. Don't deny. Hit. Spending a lot of time on the creep waves. I would really like a Shadow Blade out of you from this game. I feel like everyone's just split up. I know you have a Clinks, but everyone's just split up.
I usually go drums
Drums are
and then
fine.
Shadow Blade.
If you want to go drums, that's fine.
Oh shit.
Hit range. Yeah. Now look at other lanes while you're doing this. Okay. By your drums. Oh, you don't take the move speed neutral.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm out.
Check rune. Bounty and main rune. Look back bottom while you're checking rune. Okay. Yeah. Drums yourself and get him.
Shit.
Nice.
Do we have a team?
Dash! TP mid after this kill. Yeah. Push out the wave with charge. Push out the wave with charge.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So right now your job is to look for, I'd say Invoker's the person you're playing around. So you're gonna walk towards Invoker and be ready to charge other people. I actually want you to smoke. Check Axe's items actually. Yeah, he might be going blink. So clear that mid wave. We need to enable ourselves to smoke. I want you to smoke to Axe right now with Invoker and draw the line. Smoke.
Okay.
Yep. There you go. Perfect. So we're trying to connect our cores because I feel like nobody's together. So we're trying to connect people. That's what this smoke is for. So it's really good if you see cores that are not together to connect them through smokes. Yeah, Drow should die. You can charge him. Nice. Okay, invoke. No, they canceled an ogre. Go ahead and TP bottom. Oh, you don't have one. Fly yourself a TP. 2 TPs. Yeah. Charge bottom, actually. You're out of here. You're done here. You know, always come back.
Oh.
I would not pursue. It looks like they had a bunch of people mid. Walk towards mid tier 2. We're lane cleanup. That's what Spearburger does. I mean, it's a very different coaching session than Pudge, sadly. Okay.
Yeah, I was told to, clear wave, look for gang, clear wave, look for gang.
Yeah, so go ahead and push this out with charge.
He's not alone. I knew it.
Hey, you guys can turn this probably. Nice. This Rubik was high. Walk bottom towards tower, like towards the lane pushing in. Escort your Invoker to lanes. That's basically what we're doing right now. Maybe catch kills along the way. You see him. Yeah. Nice.
Stun strike.
Nice patience on the ult.
I'm dead.
Run. No, you're fine. Run. Nice. TP base.
Okay.
Yep, TP base. Be ready to charge back. Check out Axe while you're TPing. Okay, he's got blink. You can be ready there. I think Axe is the play that you're making around here. If they go on him. Okay. Buy a smoke.
Oh, sorry.
All good, dude. All good. It's my job to tell you to buy them. Okay.
There's 3
Up
of
to you.
them.
Yep.
There's 3 of them.
Yeah.
There was more vision. What the fuck was that?
I think he messed up his blink. So fly that smoke out to yourself. Very important that we have these type of options. And a sentry.
Oh, shit.
Hmm.
Where do I go? Where do I go?
You're just sitting behind Axe for now. We need a smoke. That's fine, actually, what you're doing. SF's a little crazy for being alone here. They're going to respond, so just be wary. You might be getting out. Oh, okay, he's just fucking dead. Cool. Go back to your axe and smoke him somewhere. Yeah, smoke him back to mid. Ping him and tell him to go back mid. Oh, no, no. Yeah, mid. You can place a ward for it as well. Axe is going a bit... You're not with Axe within this play. I don't love it.
No, but I have my...
It's up to you. Nice. Look back for your axe
I'm out.
as you retreat. What your axe doing? Might be doing something useful. Okay, they're all here. Nice. You can look. You can look. Nice. Okay. So right now, we're kind of chilling again, so we can go through gate, actually. I'd say go through... Actually, charge bottom. Just charge bottom. You're Spirit Breaker. I'd say go through gate, but just charge bottom. Yeah. We need to finish that Shadow Blade. We got 600 gold. Waiting for that. Ruby?
Fuck this Ruby.
Yep, just walk bottom. It's fine. SF's gonna put... Oh, you can haste yourself bottom. There you go. We don't have to finish that Shadow Blade, but we're not forcing anything until we do. Like, if your teammates do something, that's fine.
Oh, shit. Stop.
Vest OP. I would use your charge to clear this. Yeah. Enemies all missing right now.
Showing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, shit. I don't have a charge.
Yep, no, that's why you push the wave. Yep. I mean, we're farming still, so we didn't want to miss those creeps, but it's okay. Got to find the right balance of using charge and not. I'd use charge again on the creeps because you're 200 gold out. Oh, that's fine. Go ahead. I understand what you're doing.
You do have enough mana? I don't. Wow. Okay, that was a bad call. Okay. Whew. Bad call. What do we have?
So the lesson here is that I'm communicating what I want you to do in the game, but it's not what you would normally do, so you're fighting it. So your purpose in the game there was to get a Shadow Blade. Your teammates fought without you. That means you don't go. You see what I mean?
Okay.
But you were half committing to going and half committing to getting the Shadow Blade, so you missed the creeps and were late to the fight. So, like, it's like we do want some degree of rigidity, where it's like, I'm farming my Shadow Blade. Did my team get caught unnecessarily? If it is, it is what it is, right? Like, it just is what it is. So it's just something to think about. Just... Okay. Dude.
Nope.
You got your Shadow Blade now. You can look to play around your team again. I don't think you need to be down here. Look at your axe. Yep, you can use your Shadow. I think you might be able to do this. Yeah, just get out after.
No, there's...
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you're good.
There's too many.
You're scouting. You can walk your way back bottom, I'd say. And then I would want you to smoke your axe when he's alive. So you're going to charge that wave and then call for your axe to smoke with you. Can you call for your axe to smoke with you?
Okay, he's just charging me. Nice.
So, at this stage of the game on Spear Breaker, we have to basically show on creep waves for like 2 seconds. So it's like you charge that wave and you back off, and then you charge the next wave or you're not there. Like, you're no longer standing on top of creep waves hitting, basically. Now that we have Shadowblade.
Okay.
You're like an off-map hero now. You can still show on map, but it's like you charged through the creeps and walked away. So that's how you would want to play this portion of the game. So your axe is going bottom. Oh, he gets the stick call. Okay. Okay.
Nice.
You can be ready to go here. Looks like you are. Charge ogre if you can.
The fuck was that?
He forced out, dude. Nice. Walk mid afterwards. Walk towards mid, be ready to charge if CM gets shown or something. So when they're all dead like this, we can afford to walk to lanes. I would charge through these creeps now, because there's a bunch of them. So we can afford to hit these, because they're all dead or whatever. But be ready on bottom after this creep wave. Yeah. You ready bottom? I think, yeah. I wouldn't say you're going for the next wave here. I would... Okay. Shadowblade? Yeah. Drums? Okay. I want you to go get your axe. TP to your axe and smoke him.
Okay.
And draw a line back towards mid. Fine. Just lead for him. You guys have no global, but you have Cataclysm. They do have a sentry mid, be wary of that. Arcane Rune behind you. Nice, got it. You want to be scouting for your axe. That's your role here. You need to be in front of him.
No, good. Shit. I was looking at bottom and I... Okay. I don't usually like click on the map to see other lanes.
Yeah.
And it's a new habit I have to adapt, I suppose.
Yeah, so the big issue with that smoke is expected, though, because you literally told me you don't buy smokes. So your job in that smoke was to provide vision for your axe and lead for him and be ready to push bulldoze if they go on you so that he can go on them. That's your job in that smoke. So every second of that smoke that you're not in front of axe is a problem. Like, that's how I would want you to see that in the future. So you walking up to sentry and allowing axe to go first is a problem. You can just charge bottom wave, I think. Clear it out. And you're just like Wing, drumsing, shadowblading, and then running away. Yeah. And then run back towards your team. It might be able to do something here. Just charge bottom again. Yep. They're probably going to rush off that. You can keep going. I don't think you guys are contesting without axe. Just keep going. Maybe... Go through portal and charge the top wave. I don't know what they're exactly doing there, but... Without axe, you guys aren't really doing anything. So we're trying to be a nuisance on the map right now. That's all we're trying to do. Pick up some lotuses, go for the next wave. They're almost certainly roshing. So just be a nuisance on the map. Go for the next wave if you can in 5 seconds. Just Shadowblade through it. It's fine. You can go. Go back through the portal to your clinks. Keep up the nuisance on the map, so we're seeing who else on your team is being a nuisance. So we're anticipating they'll respond to clinks. If they don't, you're hitting a tower. Look at clinks. Okay, you got a tower. Sick. You set this up, by the way. Clinks is still going. Be behind him. Be ready. Yep, be behind your clinks as close as you can be to him. And keep looking at clinks. Okay. Rubik TP to... Oh, this is time to go. This is time to go. Yeah, you're supposed to TP base here. But it's a little late now. It's a horrible meteor.
What the fuck happened?
TP base, please. Yeah, you needed a TP base when I told you to go base. It's fine. Ward.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So you are TP. You have when you have TP available across the map, you're charging a lot of the time. Like I think earlier we would have wanted to TP at the tier 1 tower. I think here we want to TP. We can actually look to buy back. I don't need to be talking to you. Can you buy back? Fuck him up. Just like and use bulldoze and you're good. Yeah. Nice. Very good. Yeah. Good, very good. Okay. Go ahead and put the big lotus in your inventory over the ward. Charge bottom. There you go. Do they have any like glimmer capes or anything? On
Do
their
they
team?
have?
Yeah. Okay, they have one coming. On CM. You can go on CM, I think. Right there. That's crazy. You have Lotus, remember that? Lotus, Lotus! Oh. Ooh. Yeah. Nice. Nice play, nice play. TB base. Get yourself regen. Yeah. And then you can charge top lane when you're regened. We're gonna try to finish your BKB if we can. You're not trying to... You're kind of back in that finishing item mode again, where you're only going to something if you have to. Or like we're using charge to farm and all that kind of stuff. Go for the... Yeah, get the lotuses and then go next wave. Those lotuses are really strong for you, yeah. And then charge the next one when it's up. Okay. Oh, jeez, that flag bearer buff sucks. You can go towards your team. This is when you kind of walk towards your team after the charge. So our job is to, like, farm without being useless on the map if possible. Your axe is not here, though. So I would just charge back top. I'm not making this play without axe. Just charge back top. You can communicate, no axe. Be careful.
Cuidado. No entres sin axe.
Don't show on the tower. Don't show. Don't show.
Okay.
Yeah, your hero doesn't show unless you have to. Don't show. They're coming almost certainly. They're reacting to this. You can charge bottom probably. Yeah, you're just being super annoying on the map. Axe is like never here, so there's just no play. Your team might take a fight off this though, so be ready to TP mid tier 2 after this. Yeah, TP mid tier 2. TP mid tier 2. Yeah, that works too. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Just walk towards the fight. Walk towards the fight and charge it. Nice. You might set this up. Nice. Easy. Augers. Charge top wave after this. Yeah. You can keep going since the only guy alive is Rubik. Finish your item. So a big difference here. We don't mind showing on the tower and everything because there's nobody alive. Nice. Get that BKB. Sick. You can go one more wave here. No reason to leave it there. Everyone's dead. Just... You can connect to your team now if you want, since they're respawning. Okay, Klink's got racks. Very good. Okay. Get that smoke as well. And a TP. Smoke, TP. Nice, nice. So your job is to sit in front of your teammates on the map now.
Cataclismo, cataclismo.
Nice. Is Roche up? I don't know what the timer is.
Oops.
Okay. You can put the smoke in your backpack. Axe is kind of in. Might need to help him out here.
Yeah, but I'm looking for the draw. There she is.
Okay, nice, nice, nice. Good target selection. Very nice. Sick.
Well, at this point, I'm mostly looking for the backline, or if the carry is a squishy one like draw, just go for it.
No, that was good target selection. That was good patience. The fact that I told you to do something and you still had the confidence to do that, that just means it's really solidified for you, which is good.
Okay, at this point, I don't know what to buy. I don't think it's important anyway.
I mean, every item matters. I try to never have that mentality. I try to think, you know, if I have to discern when an item is important, it makes things confusing. It's easier to just assume every item's important. So, I mean, Shard's always solid, I feel like. You could go AC if you want to go a bigger item.
AC instead of...
What would you think?
Want?
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
yeah,
because
AC instead of
I
one.
always want the slot for dusts or...
Yeah, I mean, if you're concerned about mana, you could go Kaya as well.
That's a good idea. Well, I guess I just...
Yeah, I mean, game's going to take a little bit to end here. We always want to stay disciplined. We always want to value every item. Roche is up, I think. So you can call your team to go Roche, I think, if they are willing. Yep. Check it for him. So as long as you're... Like, this axe is like the Broodmother equivalent of last game. Like, without that guy, I don't want to do anything. But if my team's going to end without that, that's fine.
Well,
like,
they just forfeit the game.
Yeah, looks like the enemy's done. But the situation where I talked about your initiator being, like, AFK on the map, it happened sometimes this game.
Yeah.
Okay, so before I go into any summary of the game or any recap or things I want to make sure I mentioned, I would love to hear from you any thoughts you have about that experience, takeaways, Good, bad, difference?
It was hard to adapt two or three more things into my gameplay, like looking directly at the other heroes, looking, through. I mostly just look at the minimap and see, if there's two enemy portraits over mine. I know they're ganking them. He's about to die. They're going on him, and then I just click. But just looking around the map with my camera for information was new and a little bit not overwhelming, but something I have to get used to.
Yeah,
In
absolutely.
terms of smoking, it was eye opening, maybe because I was stuck into the legend bracket for a bit. I'm not used to people reacting to my smokes and actually doing what I say when I draw a line or
Mm.
something like that, but they did. um, and that's maybe why I didn't smoke, because I was really stuck into the Archon and Legend bracket. Then I took it a little bit more seriously, and maybe in like I don't know, 3 months or 6 months, I came into Divine.
Mm.
Um,
That's a big climb.
so yeah, I started editing for all these coaches, so I took something out of it, like for
Mm.
Balloon, Dubu, Torte, and all of those. So when you look at that video for hours and hours when you're editing, you tend to get something out of it. So I just applied it and climbed. And then Mm, it was also different that I didn't really charge as much into lanes. Like there were like maybe 5 or 6 times where you told me charge there, that I just did it out of obeying, but
Yes.
I would normally not do that because sometimes the lane was for my comfort a little bit too far away from my tower. So I usually just charge lanes that I know are going to push into my towers and like really close to hitting my tower, not just under my tower. But it did create a lot more of space, like you mentioned. Like there was a situation I orchestrated, so to speak. And then I did see one of my mistakes. That is, I have baked my decision making in terms of I don't really finish my item or do something interesting in lane, and I'm really quick to charge
Mm.
into some heroes. Like when I see a CM and I see other two heroes that are not with her, I just charge. Or when I see Drow, and there was like two mistakes I made out of the new things I had to incorporate into my playmaking that just fucked me over. It was bound to happen. But there were also two other charges where I just did it out of instinct, right? Like out
Yeah.
of vibes.
Mm.
And it didn't work out 2 times. It did work out like 3 or 4 times when you told me, do this, and I already clicked the charge and something, good came out of it.
Mm. Okay. Cool, man. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, I think it was also really, refreshing, and I did learn a lot. Like
Awesome.
it, yeah.
Sweet, man. Okay, so I'm gonna glad to hear. I was taking some notes for the game. You can go ahead and stop sharing your screen. I'm going to share mine with you again.
Okay.
What we added this month, and what because I had felt like it was necessary, is just like a 10 to 15 minute recap of your experience in that game, and then going over some stuff in the game. Here's your folder, by the way. I don't know if you can see it anywhere, but I'll send it to you in private DM. This is your
Mhm.
document where I'm taking notes for you. Um,
Okay.
so at the very bottom of this document, we have a part that we added, which is called the implementation plan. So there
Mhm.
was one portion in the game where you're right clicking creeps and you're holding on to charge. And so there's a great way to practice this situation for yourself, which is to go into a private lobby. I mean, you could do it in CS Trainer as well, but here's what I would want you to do actually. One of the parts of the implementation plan is I usually like to give somebody one or two drills that I think would really have impact on what they're doing. So you did talk about like it's felt like you had to look around the map a lot more. I actually meant to go full lobby. You want to look around the map a lot more. Was there something I said specifically? Like, was I telling you to look around the map more? I actually don't know. What was I doing that indicated that to you? Was I actually just explicitly telling you to look around the map?
You were telling me, show me axe, show me clean, show me
Okay.
his item,
Gotcha.
show
Gotcha.
me.
Okay. So what you can do for this is it's not going to be perfect, but like make yourself like level 7, level 8, like this. Okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. And you just do this. You click the range creep and look around. And you come back to the lane. You like click this creep and then you look around. And then you click this creep and you like look around. Like you can actually CS trainer practicing like noticing how long you have between creeps where you're not missing them. So we can just like, you know, teleport ourselves here and do the same thing. So it's just like you can go here and just like look here. Cause like the goal while I'm doing this is to not miss creeps and also be attacking. That means I'm pushing the creep wave. But I'm not missing creeps. So like I'm doing this. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to help you train in CS Trainer that you don't like. Okay, how do I explain this? Right now, I can assess when the next creep's gonna die, right? So because this creep's
Yes.
not getting hit, I'm like, oh, I've got 5 seconds. So I do this, and then I just look around. And then I come back to the lane. And then I kill this, and then I kill this, and I'm like, oh, I've got 5 seconds again. And then I come back, you know? So this is like a really good exercise, I think, for someone like you who's playing Spear Breaker. And there's going to be times where we need to farm and we know that our team might be fighting and we just do this. And we're not missing creeps in the meantime. So what the 2 things you were doing, and we're going to show you in the game, is that you weren't right-clicking the creeps a lot. Like, of the time, like there was some downtime where you weren't right-clicking. And then you were struggling to look around the map and do this. Does this drill kind of make sense to you of the use that it'll have for you and how to execute it?
Yes, it does.
Okay. It's something I worked on a little while ago, and it really helped me because what you're training is how long you have before your hero needs to do something again. So you're like, okay, a good rule of thumb is to just hit the range creep first because that pushes the lane, and that creep is usually not getting hit by anything, so you're not gonna like have to time it. You just do this and this. So this is a drill I think would have a large impact for you on every support, but it's like ultra important on Spear Breaker. So that's one thing. I'll show you quickly in the game. Can you actually send me that ID, please?
Yeah, sure.
Of the game you just played.
Give me a second. This is the one. Discord. Where's the speech bubble? There it is. Yeah. I'll send it in Dojo and private.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. Okay. So in the document, I gave you 6 potential roles in the game according to Spear Breaker. Okay.
Mhm.
So I wrote down like, what is your role in the game? I put chaos/forcing reactions. So that was what I was getting you to do. There is some reason you don't want to fight. Like that's really
Okay.
all that takes. There's just some reason. Like your axe is dead, your guy needs BKB. There's some reason you don't want to fight. Spear Breaker, one of the best things you can do is create some chaos on the map and force reactions. Counter Initiate is another one that's more like, I was trying to tell you, you forced a bunch of reactions, now sit behind the clinks to try to help him.
Yeah.
On Spear Breaker, this is often after you have forced a reaction. So somewhere. But not always. Scouting is another one. And so like this operates on the strength of bulldoze. In the given game, like if they have a bunch of Yules or purges, like you'll be bad at scouting. But like in terms of the smoke itself, I wanted you to give a lot more information to your teammate. And any hero that it seems like the heroes you play, other than maybe Pudge, like Bounty Hunter, Spear Breaker, and even Wind Ranger, these can be like pretty good scouting, like gank tanking type of heroes. So that's probably very relevant for you. Ganking and smoking. So we're going to talk about the few moments in this game where you smoked, and I want to give you hopefully a better glimpse of why those are correct moments to smoke. Okay. If we can help you understand that, that's way better. Go ahead.
Okay. What I usually do instead of looking around the map with my camera is I just hold the Alt key and I see the HP bar of my teammates. And if I see one of their HP bar going, I see them. I look at the minimap, I look at the hero icons, and I, have an idea of what's happening. Then I hit Alt, see the HP bar, and if it's moving around, like okay, they're trading, and then I just charge into them. And that's what I've been doing. I'm going to obviously do the drill and evolve like that, but that's what I've been vibing so far. And then I usually ward way more than in this game. Like on those downtimes where I'm not charging into a lane and creating chaos like I did in this game. I'm usually maybe like really really smoking, but if not, just knowing where, reading the map where my enemies are and try to ward on the other side of the map, and then create opportunities for me to gank there. Like I
Hmm.
try to really ward really deeply, or where I think they're going to be farming, and then I create opportunities for me to charge there. So, and on those downtimes, it's not like, I mean, obviously creating chaos and pushing the waves and forcing reaction it is important, but just so you know what I've been doing so far, it's ward really deeply and play with more vision.
I see. That makes a lot of sense. And there's going to be games where that's more your role. I think the lower MMR you are, and I say that meaning starting at 15K, you're not exactly low MMR, but even in my games, I have to push more lanes than I think I should have to because people aren't doing it properly, even though I'm 11K. So it's like I say the lower you go from 15K, the more often you'll find yourself having to charge lanes rather than warding deep. That's my opinion on Dota in general. Because warding is important, but lanes are the ultimate source of vision, generally speaking.
Mm.
Because
Okay.
creeps just give you vision. Um, but everything you said, I'd like to be clear. The last thing I want to do is make it sound like I don't think you're doing anything well. Like I do hear what you're saying, and I'm thinking like you're getting a lot of information from checking the minimap and checking hero bars. That's great. And you already said like you are going to work on expanding this. I would just like to illuminate the fact that what I the thing that I went in depth with you on during the Pudge replay, where when you hook
Mm-hmm.
this guy, what happens? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what is the other guy thinking? I'm making a
Mm-hmm.
video about this eventually. I need to gather more examples. But this is body language of Dota 2 is like the video type I want
Yeah.
to make,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Yeah.
the reason why we need to look around the map more than just minimap is you can see the quote unquote body language of what your teammate is doing. Is this guy farming jungle with blink and full HP? Or is he like, you know, 100 HP, dying to neutrals trying to recover in the game? You know what I mean? So, like, we can kind of write that guy off if we see that he's really low HP. But if we see that a guy's full HP with a blink dagger jungling, that's like so much missed potential, you know? So, um, it's a lot about the body language of what you want them to be doing and what they are doing. And also just getting a sense of what they are doing. Like, what are they thinking? What's going through this guy's mind? You can actually gather a ton of information about your teammates by taking a quick look at them. And it is difficult. I literally admitted to not doing this enough. Um, but I think it's really powerful to. I think it also makes Dota more interesting to think how much body language. Like when I talk to people about this, they're like, "Oh yeah, like I know what that guy's gonna do," but you never think about it. You never think like, "Why'd the guy commit when I hooked? I just wanted to harass." But in reality, it's like it's not your fault he committed, but it is predictable. You know what I mean? Like it is predictable that he would do that. Um, and so it's a very layered thing, but I find it very interesting. So I just want to highlight that I think you're doing a lot of good things to gather information, but there's always going to be room for growth, and that's good. So when you
Yes.
dragged creeps here, I wanted to touch on this real quick. There's one, there's two choices to be made when dragging creeps. Are you pulling it this direction or are you pulling it this direction? This one will usually cost you more HP, but you'll be able to get the creeps right here. This one will save you
Mm-hmm.
HP, but you'll have to like do this or like wait for the next wave. So this one's like higher cost, higher payoff compared to this one, right? So you chose the one that, like, at the end of the day, there's so many things that go into this. I probably would have chosen this one in this given game, and that's why I
Okay.
wanted you to fly yourself a salve, because just anticipate taking a lot of damage and getting the creeps all the way back here. But that's just a judgment call you're gonna have to make. It's better for the creeps to be here than it is for them to be here, but it costs more HP to get them there. So, trade-offs. But then the next part here is you are gonna slightly miss this creep wave, which is just unfortunate. So you end up in this weird scenario. So what this weird scenario is there's a bunch of creeps in a bunch of different places. So there's only one question you need to ask yourself here. Do we want these creeps connected? So in the game, I wasn't prepared to coach you on this, so I gave you some bad advice in the game. But the question we have to ask ourselves when we see this type of scenario is, do we want them connected? And I'm asking you now, do you think that these creeps want to be, does it benefit you and Axe to connect these creeps?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I agree with you. Generally, if you're the team dragging, it's not going to benefit you. But sometimes it does. But it's important to ask. And, I think the reason why is because they harass you a lot better than you harass them. So,
Yes.
so we don't want it connected. So ideally in this spot, we'd be like, oh, we don't want to connect the creeps. Then you would let your range creep die off, which isn't even that bad. And then you'd loop them back around to here. Is what you would want to do here. But as long as you answer the question when you get in these super chaotic scenarios, because there's so many things to think about, just boil it down to, do I want to connect them? And then go from there. So I told you to connect the keeps back because I wasn't prepared for this. And that was bad advice during the game. So yeah, afterwards I was like, shit, this is awkward. I can't fix this. So I felt bad in the game, but I wasn't going to explain how bad I felt. So this play was good. I'm going to fast forward because this early game kind of got rough from here for Axe. When you dragged creeps, he did die. I think your one thing, early game, when you drag, communicate that you are, and tell them to be careful. Because it's another thing where, as somebody at my bracket, I'm going to have a lot of fours that do this. So I'm going to be more aware that they're cutting, and I'm going to be less likely to die. But even sometimes I die. And I'm at least emotionally intelligent enough to know it's not your fault. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm not the guy that says, what the fuck are you doing over there? I'm like, I should have noticed. But in reality, in an ideal world, you do communicate it. Because if there's anything that we're doing in the game that could get our teammates killed, it's good that we know this and we do communicate it. So I think a great takeaway from you, because I know you don't use your mic very much, is to maybe just choose 2 or 3 things that you're going to communicate to your teammates. Smoking, lane cutting, and one other thing. And you can lean away from the rest of the game. You don't have to say too much. So we don't want to make you go from communicating not very much at all to you feel the need to communicate everything. Let's just have you work on 1 or 2 facets of your game that you're going to communicate. So consider communication in 1 or 2 aspects of the game. And those are up to you, For me, it helps at first to just have a line. Have a fucking scripted line that I'm going to say. So it's hey man, I'm pulling, be careful. Eventually, when you're more comfortable doing it and it's more autopilot, you can be more human about it. You can be hey man, I'm pulling, back up. You don't have to be so robotic. But I found it's very helpful to be robotic when we're uncomfortable doing something. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool.
When I usually queue the 2 support roles, so I do play 5 and 4. I prefer to play 4, obviously.
Yeah.
But what I do to communicate without using my mic is obviously pinging. When I ping a neutral wave, I ping myself so they see. So because in this game it was nice because when I called for a sunstrike, I got the sunstrike. When I called for smokes, I got the smokes. This is it's been the more I've climbed, the more people are willing to communicate and collaborate to or join me at least. I think that's something I just have to lose the fear out of, because when I was stuck in the other bracket, when you open your mic, you just get insulted, right?
Hmm.
So maybe I'll just try to exaggerate the communication, not obviously everything thing I do, and see what sticks. But because it felt really good to call something and actually being heard, at least for the invoker and when I smoke with the axe and stuff like that.
So that's a very deep topic, and I think that's overall just good awareness from you. I think it's a very tough topic to navigate, and part of what we're doing here at the dojo is we're trying to help people learn to communicate through that toxicity because it is essential that we don't allow people's responses to dictate how we communicate. Like, in an ideal world, we would take pure ownership of what we say and do, and how people respond to it wouldn't matter. That's like an ideal world, much easier said than done. It is emotionally taxing to communicate to people and have them not respond or have them bitch back at you. But can you agree at least that in an ideal world, that's how we would do it? Right?
Yeah.
So, and I
Yes,
always go ahead.
no, I try because I play in Peru and I've been in the Peruvian scene for so long. I'm used to being yelled at, insulted, and death threats and stuff like that. I'm used to it, so I'm really numb to it.
Mm.
But like you said, when it's like the fifth game in a row that you get like that, it's a little bit taxing. But I do have a little bit more of resistance. The thing is that also when I was in a lower bracket, when you communicate something and they start insulting you and you don't say nothing, then they tend to pick pick on you more. Like when you do a mistake, they laugh. Where they ping you, they tip you, and you don't really you don't really want to go into that mentality of every single time I communicate, I'm going to get pick bullied, right? So
I've got a
in this
question.
bracket,
I've got a question. I don't need to interrupt you. If they say something to you and you don't respond, did you effectively say nothing to them?
if
Was there a message
I
communicated? If you say something and then they tease you and then you say nothing, is there a message communicated to them there?
I mean, I think so. What I said first.
No, no, no. So you communicated, let's go here. The guy bitches at
Mhm.
you for being a noob, and then you say nothing. What does he hear back?
We are not doing it.
This guy's a pussy.
Oh yeah.
Don't you think that? I'm not saying you are, but
Yeah.
isn't that what that guy's
Yeah, yeah,
thinking?
yeah.
Like,
Yes, I guess.
what a pushover. Like, I'm not telling you you're a pussy and that you're a pushover. I'm telling you what that guy's thinking when you don't respond to him teasing you.
Hmm.
Like, I can do it again. Eh, this guy's a pushover. I can fuck with him for the rest of the game. He gets complete control
What,
of the scenario. I've struggled with this immensely, but it was actually Dr. K that
what
brought attention to the fact that by saying nothing, you say a lot. So,
what I usually do is
yeah.
I just type, okay, bro, or okay, but like saying, I understand you're an asshole. I'm not going to try anymore. I don't
Mm,
really stay muted. I just say something like, okay, bro, or okay, that's how it's going to be.
I see.
And I, I stop communicating with that guy because I know he's on the toxic mentality, and I try to play with
That's
other
fair.
people. That
That's,
on the rare occasions I communicate via voice. I
yeah.
usually just or type or ping or whatever.
Yeah, so it's a really interesting subject, and I don't have too much time left before because I do have another coaching
Yeah, yeah,
session
yeah.
coming up. But I'll just say this: I
Okay.
think you have a good mentality, and you have a struggle that a lot of us have, myself included. And I think it's a very deep topic, and it's part of what I'm really looking forward to working on in the dojo is people who have good intentions, trying their best, and we don't know how to navigate these situations where our teammates bitch back at us. How do we communicate in games? How do we stick to what we're doing while having all of this negative feedback? It's a tough thing to tackle, but I believe it's very possible, and that's part of what we're doing here. And I'm trying to hopefully empower people over time. I'm not trying to say that it's our fault or that you're doing something wrong, but there is something that we can do about this. There is ways that we can handle the bullies better that can improve our experience and empower those around us. So I'm just trying to draw attention to our role in this and how we can make a difference over time. But I also know that it's very difficult and it's like it's taxing. So I'll wrap that up there. But I think you have a good mindset on your head, on your shoulders. So I don't want to talk too much about it. I want to make sure I get to these. I enjoy this conversation. I could have it for a really long time. But let's focus. Make sure you get your takeaways, and we'll call it good. Is this portion here? Is the part that I wanted you to CS trainer for? Like getting in the habit of just hitting this creep and then looking here. And the reason why is because you know you're not really in danger because they don't have like heroes that are going to gank you here. And then you know you might be looking to gank somebody. So like charge is coming up soon. So like that's why you're looking around while farming. So I would want you to like kill the range creep first and then while looking around. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So as a rule of thumb, I should just start hitting the range and then do the training or what I've been training for.
Yeah, and the training you can practice hitting the range first. Like even just doing that literally 10 times in a row, and it'll help you a lot. So yeah, in the training, do the range first, and you'll just push that wave faster while doing exactly what you just did here, which is responding to what happened bottom. That was the moment that I saw that. So right now you killed SF and Drow's respawning. So I want you to look at the map here, and I know nothing's happening in the next 10 seconds because people are dead and your team's respawning and their team's respawning. That's why I told you to charge this wave. When people are dead, we ramp up our sense of urgency for killing things. Like, we no longer have to prioritize our own safety and our ability to fight. We now have to prioritize killing the creep wave as fast as possible. So that's why, like, up here at 27 minutes, I told you don't show on the creep wave when they're all there. When they're all alive. But when they were, none of them were alive, I'm like, kill the fucking creep wave. Go, go, go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted you to see here. And that's why I told you to charge it. So what's beautiful about this smoke is that you had 2 cores. This is an example of a smoke. You have 2 cores, neither of which is useless, but neither of which is fight ready. But you can just move them together. That's what we're doing here. We're just like, Icy Axe up there. We're like stuck behind our tier 2. This sucks. Like, we're just going to move out on the map to the guy. Like, we're just connecting our team. And this is just purely setting us up for something potentially good to happen. So that's what this smoke is. And then you guys get a really nice kill off that. The game goes from 5K to, I think, 3K, for a little above 3K. Yes, that smoke really blew up the game a lot, actually. Then you get out here. Told you to TP. You're giving some vision for your team. Invoker's farming, so we're all good with this. We're all good with this, because Invoker's farming, Clinks is farming, Axe is farming, so then your TP charge on this guy. Fantastic. And then we smoke back to mid. I mean, you're actually owning you literally won the fucking game from here. Like, you're just owning here. I just want to be clear, like, how much impact you're having as a 4 right now. Like, literally just setting up every kill in the game. Yeah, it sucks that you kept getting lifted by Rubik, but that's fine. You're like, okay, I'm going to clear this. So this was the portion where we said stick to farming, and you were kind of, like, wrestling with your old self. And so what I would want from you, just consideration to consider in your communication things, is to communicate when you're farming, because as support, that's not very often. Yeah. So it's one of those things where oftentimes your cores think you're going to be playing for the team, and there's going to be small portions in the game where you need to play for yourself. And letting your team know they don't have you and to be careful, enemy team's missing, that can be really powerful. You know, like if you just said that right here, it's like maybe they still die anyway, but like you just charge this wave and say, hey guys, be careful, enemy's missing. I'm farming Shadowblade. And then not only is that going to be potentially game-changing communication that saves one of your teammates, but that locks you in to what you're doing. Do you see what I mean? Like, you are now fucking grounded on, I'm going to do this.
Yes.
So in this case, what you did was great, where you backed up because you saw that they were missing. Like, you literally said that during the game. So if you backed up, saw that they were missing, and then they show, if you were purely in farm mode, you'd go right back to farming. Like, instantly, right? So you had good game sense. We want to capitalize on that. But now we need to stay grounded in what we were doing. That's the only... We already talked about that, but I just want to kind of go over that a bit more here.
Yeah.
You know, I would have committed to killing that creep wave and pressuring the tower, but then, you know, it's tempting to see 4 low HP heroes. My argument
Yeah.
is that could you have potentially turned that fight if you had charge? Absolutely. Like, meaning, like, if you had not charged the creep waves. But there's just times you got to make a decision. You know what I mean? And it's like, I think the odds are it's better for you to farm there, force creeps into their tower, so that the enemy who smoked reveals themselves. Like, in general, that's better, right? But
Get it.
if they're all missing like that and you had your item completed, joining your team would be the ideal place. So you had like a good gut feeling of what you were supposed to do there, because 80% of the time that's what a support's supposed to do. You know what I mean? That's like what you're supposed to do most of the time. So you were ready in a good way. And what I usually see with Vibe players is that 80% of the time they nail it, but they don't acknowledge the exceptions. And the exceptions are really hard to get because you have to be keenly aware of exactly why you're doing what you're doing in order to recognize exceptions. Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
So your vibes will guide you a lot. Today's session, my goal was to illuminate the whys of what you're doing. So a lot of that plays with like what's your role in the game. Um, and just to wrap it up here, I'll say this, that it sounded like you had a good experience, which I love to hear. I enjoyed working with you. I feel like seeing this, that when I look at your game that you're going to submit later in the month, what I'm aiming to see, generally speaking, is clear commitment to the decisions that you're making in the game. On top of, I would say, I feel like we learned a lot today. This isn't usually how the sessions go, so it's not as easy for me to pinpoint what I want to see from you.
Well, I'd say is communication, using more smokes, and committing to the timings I need to get. Like when I was close to Shadowblade, and looking around the map more. So it's like more map vision because I have the awareness. It's connecting with my cores with smokes, like using smokes basically, and what was understanding what my role is in lane or my role is in every minute of the game, because like I said, I have like a script in the first minutes, right?
Yeah.
What I would have done if I wasn't in a coaching session was level 2 gank mid, get a kill, and then level 3 4 5 still constantly gank mid, maybe push a little bit top. I wouldn't be in lane basically at all, but and then get out of the kills a snowball in that fashion. But I think this is more this way of playing my spirit breaker is more grounded, and it is less risky, or it has less opportunities of backfiring, because if I just end up only ganking and ganking and ganking, and depending on my skill to have successful ganks. If I mess up twice, I don't have a game because I've not been pushing. I'm not giving information. I'm not farming. So
Okay.
maybe it's I don't know what my net worth was at the end, but
I
it
think what you
might
said
have
is,
been.
I'm going to interrupt you here. So I think what you said is a really good summary that displays you understand what we are going for today. I think if you're gaining awareness of why you're doing what you're doing, then you're going to be able to use your vibes, but then recognize when your instinct is not, it's like the 20% that's not the time to be ganking, the 20% of the time that you are supposed to be laning on a hero like Spear Breaker. We're helping you identify the exceptions to the vibing that you do, that you kind of autopilot through. But that vibing is very strong because majority of the time it is correct, and that's why you're 5,300 MMR. Like, so we don't want to stop you from vibing, but we want to draw attention and awareness to what your vibing exactly means, helping you identify when the small portions of the game where you're not supposed to be doing that. And so it will create more dynamic nature to your gameplay. More adjustments will be made from game to game, and I think you'll be able to open up a lot more game plans and options for your heroes, knowing that you're really good at understanding what your hero wants to do, and there's just X percentage of the time where you can't do that, and you have other jobs in the game. That's so what I'll just be looking for when I'm watching you is how you're adjusting to stimuli in the game, because I think your baseline is good. It's just when things get a little weird, you don't tend to adjust. So we want to see how you do that. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Cool, man. Awesome. Then I'm going to wrap it up there. I enjoyed this. Have a good one, dude. I'll see you later.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. See
Thank
ya.
you, Zippo. Okay, we're going to wrap that up there.